A quick recap before I read my text for the morning. We have been looking at the giant slayer, considering the life of David from when he was anointed as king up to when he defeated Goliath. I established that every giant slayer first starts as a servant and ends up as a king. And again, like I told you last week, I'm preparing you for the next 10 years. That if you want to be a successful businessman, a successful professional, a successful career man or woman, one of the things you must have is the heart of a servant. So David began as a servant, taking care of his father's flock. And because he did it very faithfully, the Lord remembered him. If you serve God well, God shall remember you. If you serve humanity well, God shall remember you. If you are faithful in what God places in your hands, God brings you promotion. So David began as a servant. Number two, I said that giant slayers are usually the ones that are considered non-entities. The ones who are considered who don't have the wherewithal. Those who don't have what it takes. Those who are forgotten. David's father forgot about his son David. When the prophet Samuel came into his house, coming to anoint his children, he attempted to anoint each of his children, and none of them qualified. And the prophet almost left. But said, no, God is accurate when he speaks to me. So ask the man, peradventure, do you have any sons somewhere? That was when the father remembered. In other words, in the books of his father, the boy was either too young or was not capable to be anointed as king, the forgotten. So I said to you in my preaching that when people forget about you, when people write you off, just know that you are a candidate for the palace. Number three, we established that every giant slayer focuses on the outcome, the result, what they will gain after the giant is slain. Their motivation is reward. Are you here with me? For if you want to achieve anything in life, think about the gratification that the reward will bring to you. Personally, I'm a goal-oriented person. I get satisfied when I get to my landmarks in life. I get satisfied when I see results. So if I have to achieve, I have to do something, the motivation for me is that at the end, I will see the result. The result is my testimony. So because of the result, I will go through. I had to start eating vegetables and salad because when I turned 40 and I went to my doctor told me, he says, you have done well. Make sure that you don't increase your weight. Number one. Number two, make sure that you don't eat too much sugar. Number three, make sure that you walk and you exercise. Number four, he says, if you are eating, cut down the carbohydrates and increase the vegetables, and then the red meat, avoid it as much as you can. When my doctor spoke, I said, why? He said, if you do this, you are putting yourself on the path of long life. And sickness will not come. And I said, so this is what I need to do. As a result of that, from that day, by force, I love salad. Not because it's delicious, but the result is what the motivation. So, when my meal is served, the first bowl is salad. After that, when I am eating again, there is vegetables on the plate. Because my motivation is that I will have good health. The result is what I'm looking for. David asked, he said, what shall be the reward that will be given to the man that will kill Goliath? So he was motivated by the result. Anytime you want to achieve something and you look and there's a big giant in front of you, for a moment forget about the giant and think about how your life will be if that giant falls. If you are focusing on how difficult it is to bring the giant down, you don't even remember the reward. But if you think about the reward that you will get, somewhere, somehow, a certain energy comes within you, and you begin to move to achieve. So that was David's secret. Every giant slayer is motivated by the reward. By the reward. Number 4. Every giant slayer focuses on how big his God is, not how big the stature of the giant is. Write it down if you can write it down. Every giant slayer focuses on how big his God is, and not on the stature of the giant. Every giant slayer focuses on the size of his God, not the stature of the giant. Focuses on the size of his God, not the stature of the giant. And if this is your mindset, what happens is that you are not discouraged, because for everybody in life, for you to rise to the level God wants you to be, for you to achieve what you must achieve in life, for you to be successful in life, for you to slay the giants and bring the mountains down, I want you to understand that you will hear voices of discouragement. Look for anybody who is successful in their endeavor and sit them down. Look for 10 people. Sit them down and ask them that when you started this, did anybody or something discourage you? And they will tell you, 9 out of 10 will tell you that something tried to discourage me. So if you are a giant slayer, you must shut your ears to anything that will move your focus from God. My motivation, if I am a giant slayer, my motivation is that I have a God with a big size. My God is bigger than any giant. My God is mightier than any giant. So there's a song that says, you are bigger than the biggest. You are stronger.
Stronger than the strongest.
Hey.
You are higher than the highest.
Come on.
You are greater than the greatest.
He says, you are bigger
than the biggest.
You are
stronger, and you are higher than the highest.
You are bigger than the biggest. Can you think about any mountain before you? I want you to prophesy this song to that mountain, to that giant. Hey, you are greater. You are stronger. Stronger than the strongest. You are higher than the highest. You are greater than the Jesus. Lift up your voice and say Jesus.
We call on the chain breaker. Oh, Jesus is his name.
Jesus.
Name of Jesus is higher than other name. King of all kings. No other name like him.
First Samuel 17 verse 29. When you are a giant slayer, your focus is on your God. And thank God for the songwriters who write songs for us today, who get inspired and they remind us that our God is bigger than the biggest giant. Our God is stronger than the strongest legislation. Start from verse 28 for me, please. 1 Samuel 17 from verse 28. Now Eliab, his oldest brother, David's oldest brother, heard when he spoke to the men. And Eliab's anger was aroused against David. And he said, why did you come here? And with whom have you left those few sheep in the wilderness? I know your pride. I know your insolence. I know your inquisitiveness. I know your arrogance. I know the insolence of your heart. For you have come to see the battle. You are gossip, David. And David said, what have I done now? Is that not a curse? Can I not speak? Then he turned from him toward another and said the same thing. And these people answered him as the first ones did. Keep going. Now when the words which David spoke were heard, they reported them to Saul, and he sent for him. Verse 32. Then David said to Saul, let no man's heart fail because of him. Your servant will go and fight this Philistine. And Saul said to David, you are not able to go against this Philistine to fight with him, for you are youth, and he is a man of war from his youth. Stop over there. Every giant slayer does not look at their size against the size of the giant. I don't look at what I have to be able to fight what is fighting against me, standing in my way. Because if I look at myself, I don't have what it takes. I don't have what it takes to be able to accomplish that by myself. But I have who it takes. I don't have physically what it takes, but I have the personality, the God. I have the deity it takes to be able to slay the giant so that I can receive the reward. That's what you focus on. So by this focus, after David has spoken to the men and asked what is the reward that will be given to the man who kills Goliath, and they told him the reward. Then his brother, his oldest brother, their firstborn. The firstborn wanted to be firstborn. And you know, once your brother see you as the smallest, and he's the first, David is the seventh-born, you means you are the smallest in their eyes. Number one. Number two, by age, David should be between the age of 15 to 17. Why? Because David at that time was not old enough to be in the army. So he was a minor by Israel's standard. And when David spoke to the men and said, oh, I am the reward, free from taxes, marry the king's daughter. Okay, good. And then wealth. You mean wealth also? Yeah, and all of you are here for 40 days and you can't talk upon all this reward. When his brother heard, David had not even said he would fight Goliath. When his brother heard, he said, David, what am I hearing you discuss over there? He said, I am talking about what shall be given to the person because I'm thinking now about going to fight Goliath. They said, hey, the brother said, come. Who is 17 years old here or 15 years old? Can I have a 15-year-old here? Come, my son, somewhere. So today this is my David. Says, so this is Eliab. Eliab said, David, come. David. You what did I hear you saying? You are talking about at your age. Do you even know how to take your shower, David? David. You see this your arrogance, this your I know too much. Because you are the last born, and daddy gives you attention and love at home. So this your attitude. You have brought it here. Also, can you get off my face? Get off my face! No, get off my face, David. You want to bring disgrace to our family. You, when have you fought a battle before? When we were fighting in Source, where were you? We are veterans. We've been to wars. David, get off. So David moves away. Second person come. Yeah. So David now goes to another person. And he says, this Goliath that you put 40 days you are here. I don't know whether you are fasting or doing prayer meeting. But you are here sitting now. We are also in the city. We are waiting for our news. We are not fighting. I just want you to know that I am ready. I will fight. Then David to another person. So the news started traveling. And then eventually, David, you can sit down in front there. So the news went, and then they told the king. They said, "Oh, king, we have heard about a certain boy who is disturbing us. Now the thing has become a gossip that the boy wants to fight." So watch this. Anytime you look at the result, you look at the size of your God, and you want to fight, you want to overcome the obstacle, you want to move to the next level because of your God, because of the results you are going to get, there will be people who will stand in your way. They will discourage you. They will call you names. There are some people, it's as if they were created to be critics. What you are trying to do, they cannot do. They will not take any step. Any move you make, they sit down and they start doing analysis. They will analyze you, they will criticize you, and they will make sure the message gets to you. Now, that's how the devil works on us. We hear voices. You want to quit your job. You want to do business. Then they ask you, how is your life health insurance paid? Oh, my company pays. Take. Check. So, work. When you go to work, do you work throughout? Oh, sometimes 1 hour, I just work about 3-4 hours seriously. And then, don't they pay you? How much do you earn? Mention the amount. Is this income not guaranteed? Yes. So, what entered into your heart for you to live what is real, to now begin to envisage what is not real? Would you stop this nonsense and stick to your job? That's why, as for me, I don't like talking to people like you. If you don't know the God you have, you will listen to that voice. May I tell you that for some people who are here today, you are still in the same condition, the same situation, the same place because of the voices you have been hearing. You've been hearing voices that try to intimidate you, voices that try to stop you, voices that tell you you will amount to nothing. You will not be able to do it. So don't do it. You listen to the voice. And when you hear the voice, you are not able to move. But not David. Not David. The reason why you listen to the voice is because you underestimate the power of your God. If you don't underestimate the power of your God, you ignore those voices and ask, what is God saying about this situation? As if that was not enough, they held David's hands and brought David to the king. Kings have to be very nice. So what do you want here? He says, I heard about the reward. So, it's something about reward. So I'm here. The king looked at him. He said, David, are you sure that And then look at the king's words. You are not able to go against this Philistine to fight with him. You are not able. The king concluded. He says, David, I am a skillful warrior. Now, the Bible describes Saul as a man who was tall, handsome, broad-chested. David, come, let me dress you well. Where's the rod? Give me my rod. Hold the rod. This is David. This is how David came to war. This is how, when he brought the food, this is what he had. This is his shepherd's rod. He always had a bag around his waist, maybe to put his water, whatever in it. So David appears before King Saul. Yeah, come, you're going to King Saul. I'll tell you what it means. So he comes to the king and says, who are you? Say, I'm David.
I'm David.
I'm David. But what are you here for? Say, I've come to tell you that I'm going to kill Goliath.
I've come to tell you that I'm going to kill Goliath.
Please answer him for me.
You are not able to go against this Philistine to fight.
When an experienced warrior is telling you that you are not able, you have to be out of your mind to think you can fight. Because this is an experienced warrior. By age, experience. By wisdom, experience. By fighting, experience. He is a king. And he says, small boy, you are like my son. You are like my son, Jonathan. Where are you going? You're a small boy. This is the voices you'll be hearing anytime you want to take big steps in life. Because you see, in your hands, what you hold, people don't respect it. What you hold is a rod. What you hold is a bag, a cross bag. That's what you hold. You are walking barefooted, nothing. And your age, you are a youth, you are inexperienced. And so anytime you want to do something, people look at you that way. But you see, when they look at you that way, stop looking at yourself that way. You may look like that in the physical, but in the realm of the spirit, you are bigger. In the realm of the spirit, greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. So if you look at my size, you will miss it. If you look at my experience, you will miss it. In fact, if I look at my own experience, I will miss it. If I look at my own size, I will miss it. So I put my size and my experience behind and allow my God to stand in front. My motivation is that my God is bigger than that giant. Stand here, David. Today you are preaching with me. Stand here, David. The first opposition came from his family, came from his bloodline, came from his brother. And his brother meant well, because his brother was looking at the thing from a physical perspective. May I tell you that sometimes when you want to do some things and take some steps, the people around you who try to discourage you, they actually mean well. No, they mean well. But you see, their focus is not on your God. They are looking at your human and your physical ability. So don't get angry with them. Thank them and say, thank you very much for your analysis. Thank you very much for your counsel. And when you move away, tell yourself that greater is he that is inside of me than he who is out there. And Christ in me, the hope of glory. In other words, the voices will come from your home. It will come from your husband. It will come from your wife. I remember a lady once came to see me. When she came to talk to me, she was about 54 years or so, or 55. And the lady said she wants to go and do her RN. She's been an LPN for a long time. Her husband said, this school you are going to give me stress in this house. You are going to worry me. You are too old to go and educate yourself. The lady was looking, one, at the reward. She says, if I begin to make this money, I'll be able to make I can make a third more of what I'm making now. And that can help my situation. The husband too was saying that, one, your age. Two, I don't know whether your brain is even very sharp. So the lady said to me, Pastor, this is what my husband said, but I want to do it. I said, I'm with you, girl. And then she said, Pastor, your support is enough. If you are with me, I won't listen to him. I am going to do it. And she didn't go in her mind. She went in the might of the Lord. I believe she prayed. I believe she fasted. I believe she trusted God. As I speak to you today, the Lord has now honored her. She has been able to get her license. And she is the one who is footing the bills in the family. If she had listened to the husband. So, the discouragement sometimes comes from inside, from the house. As if it's not enough. Outside of the house. Outside of the house. Hello, Emmanuel. What are you up to? Oh, I'm thinking about retiring the next 2 years from the job and start a business somewhere. What did you say? So what kind of business you mentioned? Says, haven't you heard? Our colleague, when we used to be in Texas, that guy, he also tried the same business. It didn't work. He also tried the same thing. It didn't work. And you are going to try the same thing. And this is what you tell yourself. You see, your brother discouraged you. Your husband discouraged you. Your wife discouraged you. Then when you step out, your friend discouraged you. And then you become very spiritual all of a sudden. By 2 or 3 witnesses, a matter is established. When 2 or 3 witnesses are against the word of God, are against the wisdom of God, are against the ways of God, know that it is the devil that is speaking. So, David faced external and internal opposition. For some people, it's like they have been anointed to discourage people. Oh, yeah. You find them on your job. You find them in your family. You find them in the church. Some of them are your good friends. They let them remain your good friends, but don't take the advice from them. But you see, David was looking at the reward. David was looking at the size of his God. The king now said, it's okay. If you want to go and fight, what shall I say? Anyway, see the way you are talking. The king was resisting. And David said, King, let me tell you a story. He said, when I was taking care of my father's sheep, the bear and the lion will come after the sheep. And when the lion catches the sheep with its teeth and is running, then I will run after the lion and I will strike it. And when I strike it, I will pull the lamb out of the mouth of the lion. And he said, and I will kill the lion. And when the bear came, I did the same. And he said, my king, I've killed both bear and I've killed lion. He said, my king, this Philistine shall be like the bears and the lions that I have killed. My king, I'm sure you're surprised that I killed a lion and a bear, but I did it. And then he added, who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he would defy the armies of the Lord? And the king said, my son, I give up. Go, but before you go, I want to dress you well. This story is an emotional story. Come. He said, my son, put down your rod. Put down. Put down your bags. He said, my son, give me your jacket. He said, my son, I want to dress you like a warrior. I want to give you what men fight with. Because I fought my life, all my life. My son, take this. As soon as you wear it, fall down. Go down your knees. Go down. You know why? He gave him his warrior attire. He gave him his shoes. He gave him everything. He was trying to prepare him for battle. But what he was giving the boy is not what is used to fight that Goliath. So when the boy took it on, it was oversized for the boy. So the boy fell down. He fell down and he said, my king, as much as I love and I respect you, I can't wear this. As you can see, this, your garment is heavier than me. Let's remove it. My king, please, thank you very much. Receive it. Take it back. Take your sword. Take your spear. Take everything, my king. Leave me alone. When the bear and the lion came, I did not fight them by my strength. Because the Lord is my shepherd. And I shall not want. I know this about God. And my king, when I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. Because my God is with me. His rod and his staff, they comfort me when I go through. So my king, please, this once may I disrespect you. And may I go in what I know and what I believe. Let me tell you, many people will offer you advice. Sometimes when you have to achieve something, but the advice may be contrary to your walk and your relationship with the Lord. Thank them and tell them, let me stick with what I know. Let me stick with whom I know. Let me stick with the way I know. I have tried it in the past and it worked for me. When they told me I have nothing, I cannot achieve, I was able to accomplish something. Now again, I'm hearing the same voice. The same God who helped me to achieve many years ago. That same God is not asleep. That same God is not dead. That same God is alive. Leave me alone. Let me just hold onto the same God. He took his rod. He took his rod. He left the king's palace and he walked and he came to the battlefield. Goliath was standing there. And I believe when he was coming, he didn't come alone. He came with people around him. And you ask him, what is happening? What is happening? What is happening? What is happening? And somebody will be saying, this boy, they won't call him a man. This boy, this boy says he can fight Goliath. And the king, being out of his mind, says he should go and fight. So we have brought him. And when he came, Goliath was standing on one side. And Goliath was still shouting. He says, bring me a champion. Give me a champion who can fight me. Goliath was 9'9". If I stand here, Goliath is still taller than me. And David was a boy. And Goliath was counting the army of the Lord. Then when Goliath saw David. Goliath said, am I a dog that you come to me with a stick? Am I a dog? He says, I will kill you, Goliath, David. I will kill you for trying to dishonor and disrespect me. Is that all Israel has to offer this boy? And you come with a stick. I will cut off your head. And he said, I will feed you your flesh with the birds of the air and the beasts of the field. I will feed your body. But David understood the war of words and the power of words. That life and death are in the power of the tongue. David understood that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. And every tongue that will rise against me, I must condemn in judgment. If you don't know how to condemn the tongue that speaks into your life can damage your life. So David stood on that side and David pointed at him and David said, who are you? Who are you? Now, yes, sir. So, here, Goliath. Goliath also said, Bible says, and Goliath cursed David by his gods. And David said, oh yeah, you have lifted it up. You started with words and you went to gods. So David said, I will also now reply you. David stood on this side and David said, who are you to defy the armies of the Lord? Who are you, this uncircumcised Philistine? You have no covenant with our God. For you to come here, to come and insult our God by your God, you have lifted the battle from the realm of men to the realm of God. I want you to know our God is Yahweh. Our God is El Gibor. He is the great and mighty warrior. Our God is a man of war. Our God went before us on the day when Joshua was about to go and enter into Jericho. Our God appeared to him through an angel, and he said, as the commander of the armies of the Lord, I have now come. So on that day, my great-great-great-grandfather Joshua, when he went to the battle, he didn't have to lift a finger. They only had to worship and the walls crumbled. Are you trying to fight and dare our God? Go and ask Pharaoh. Pharaoh stood against our God. Moses showed up for 10 different plagues. Pharaoh was arguing until God got angry and took away his only son. And Pharaoh tried to follow us, but our God swallowed him. Are you talking about God here? We have a God. Are you talking about God here? We have a God. Oh, you haven't heard. You haven't heard. You haven't heard. When Balaam was sent to come and curse us, Balaam will come to speak the words, but he couldn't speak the words he wanted to speak. Our God held his tongue and he spoke in our favor. Are you talking about God here? Hey, Goliath. And what did I hear you say? You said, I come with you with a stick. You don't understand that my God is a shepherd. And as a shepherd, he only holds a rod. And the rod he holds is not to fight the enemy. The rod is to comfort. The rod is to guide his people. I've also come like a replica of Jesus. I come with a rod in my hands. I come to shepherd the people who are behind me, who have no leader. Their leader is running away. I have become the leader even though I'm a youth. And what did you say? You said you will kill me. Oh, you spoke words. I will speak words back to you. Goliath, what did you say to me? You will cut off my head. Goliath, I have no sword in my hands. Goliath, I have no spear in my hands. I have no javelin in my hands. But I come to you in the name of the Lord, my God. He said, Goliath, the battle is the lost battle. You say you will cut off my head. Goliath, I will kill you. I will cut off your head. When I cut off your head, what you wish to come upon me is what will come upon you. The birds of the air, they will come and eat your flesh. The beasts of the field, they will come and eat your flesh. Then he added and he said, then you will know that there is a God in Israel. Then you will know that there is a God in Israel. Can I tell somebody here today, there is a God who saved you. That God who took you from your sins, who took you from darkness and brought you into light. He's not only a God that brings salvation, but he's a God that brings wholeness. What is it that is confronting you? What is it that is fighting you? What is it that is before you? What is it that you want to be able to overcome? But it's becoming difficult. I decree and declare over you, as we enter into the next decade, I prophesy into your life that every giant will fall. Every mountain will crumble. You have a God. And I was in the valley. I saw the two mountains, Azekah and Shaka. One army was in Azekah, the other man army was in Azekah. I was in the valley of Elah. I picked this rock. I picked it in that valley of Elah. There's a stream in that valley. And the Bible says, Goliath and David, they descended into the valley. How would we know that one is a champion? Both of them have argued and said they will cut off the head. So the one that will bring the head, that is how we shall know that the champion is there. David goes into the valley, picks out 5 smooth stones, and he says, I am depending on the grace of God. You are depending on your military mind. You are depending on what you know. I depend on God. He picked and put them in his bag. And the Bible says, Goliath charged and was coming. What would you have done? You would have run. But as Goliath was coming, the Bible says, and David ran toward Goliath, had the sling and the rock, rolled it, shot the sling. Even though Goliath was well protected, the little space on his forehead, the rock, like a missile that is guided, laser guided, landed on the forehead of Goliath. And the Bible says, and the rock sank into the head of Goliath. Goliath fell down. And when he fell down, David had no sword. David pulled the sword out of the sheath of Goliath onto Goliath's waist and cut off his head with his own sword. And he lifted up the head and he said, you are looking for a champion in Israel. You are looking for a champion in Israel. This is the evidence of the champion. I come to tell somebody here, the same thing that is killing people, the same thing that is intimidating people, you are going to overcome it. You shall overcome. You shall overcome.
Yes, sir.
Your success shall be the evidence of your courage.
Yes, sir.
Your success shall be the evidence that your God is
Yes.
real. Where are you in life?
Yes.
What is fighting you? What is stopping you? Why are you making the move? Are you not making the move? Why are you not doing what you are supposed to do? Why are you acting as though your God is not able to do it?
Hey.
Don't run away. Don't run away. Don't leave it for them. Don't run away. Let them know that there is a God that you serve. His name is the I am that I am.